Author's note. This story may seem slightly drab, but that's because this really happened to me. When I was around 13, I moved into a relatively large house in a small neighborhood. My room was on the second story, and I had a window that was almost completely hidden by the high headboard of my bed. I say almost completely hidden because about a quarter of it could be seen above the headboard. I was, and still am, really paranoid about people watching me, so I would feel uncomfortable at night while on my computer, even though it seemed impossible for someone to look into a window several feet off the ground. Whenever the thought would come into my head, I would take the pillows from my bed and put them on the top of the headboard to cover the window. After a few months of living there, I would sometimes hear tapping. It was as if someone was knocking on wood. At first, it was 1 or 2 knocks, but after a while, it would be 3 or 4 knocks. It didn't happen very often, but it always happened late at night. I told my father, the only other person that lived in the house, but he would always dismiss it as the cat. After enough convincing, I decided that it probably was the cat. After a year passed, with the tapping happening every other day or so, my cat passed away. It was sad because I had her since she was just a kitten, and her passing was very unexpected. She was an indoor cat, and somehow managed to get outside. We thought she had just run away at first, but after a week of searching, we found her. She had been killed by what we assumed was a dog or other wildlife creature. I didn't hear the tapping after my cat died, so that comforted me in that I knew it was indeed her who was doing it. Or so I thought. After around a month, I heard the tapping again. This time, it wasn't the sound of wood, it was the sound of someone tapping on a window. I was facing the computer and facing away from the almost covered window, so hearing that tapping and hearing it so clearly, I didn't really know what to do. I ran out of the room and told my dad. He came into my room and looked out the window, to find nothing. I couldn't sleep for the rest of the night, or rather, I wouldn't sleep. We moved a few weeks later due to my father being promoted and needing to move closer to his work. But the worst part about the whole thing is that I recently found out that the people that moved into our house after us were murdered in the house during the night. Their killer was apparently an old neighbor that broke into their room via the window. According to my father, who was relaying this news to me, the killer's house had several pictures of our house inside it. The pictures dating back to around 2006, when we still lived there. What's up everybody? Lone Wolf here. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to tonight's video. In case anyone is interested, all of the various elements used in this video, including pictures, music, sound effects, and stories, will be linked in the description below. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, click the bell for notifications so you don't miss a new video. If anybody has any personal stories or story recommendations for me, or any advice to help improve the channel, there will be links to all of my social media platforms in the description. I'm mostly active on Twitter and on Instagram, but I also have an email, a Discord server, and a TikTok account that you can message me on as well. Until next time, stay spooky. And remember,
the hunt begins when the moon is full.